Carnivore Days 19 and 20. I'm over here at Campo Coffee here in Rancho Bernardo, and I'll tell you guys, they have amazing, amazing coffee. They also have a pretty good breakfast menu if you want to come over here and grab some breakfast. But point is that if you're looking for some coffee on Carnivore, this is a good spot to do it. But wanted to really quick just jump on and talk about some of the experiences that I've had over the last couple of days. It was my last post 2 days ago, which I was having a hard time with the meal prep, getting in a rhythm, and this past weekend I was able to go to the grocery store and pick up probably, a good probably 12 pounds of meat, 12 pounds of good New York strip. I was able to cook up, all of today's meals. I've got the entire week's worth of food just sitting in the fridge ready to be cooked. So I think that just having the product on hand and not having to take so many grocery store trips is going to really, really help me out. Like I said in my last video, I like to have my food more fresh. So when I can eat it fresh off the grill, it's always better. So I'm going to do the best to still cook it fresh, but we'll see. And what else is cool is normally like ribeye, New York strip, that stuff sells for $18.99 a pound, and I was able to get it for $8.99 a pound, so $10 off per pound. So it was a pretty significant savings. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yesterday I cooked up today's food, and it was literally like I cooked with bacon grease instead of butter. And man, did that light a fire in the grill. So things got a lot hotter. And so it's really important that if you're going to use bacon grease, just understand that it's going to create a hotter area. Like you're basically creating a grease fire in the grill if you're using a grill. It works a lot better in the frying pan, where you can kind of regulate the heat a little bit more than that. But just understand that that's going to be an issue, right? So there was actually 2 steaks that kind of got a little bit burnt, at least more burnt than the medium rare that I typically like to eat, right? So just end up eating those first. I ate those 2 steaks yesterday, and I felt good. One of the other things that I've been noticing too is I've kind of just naturally been falling into intermittent fasting, to where it's I don't have to eat as often. So a lot of times I'll eat lunch, and I'm just not hungry for dinner. So I'm trying to find that rhythm as well. I'm still at a point where breakfast is really, really like I'm ready for breakfast when breakfast comes. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, I talked about this a little bit on day 16, that my libido had kind of gone down a little bit, that like my desire for, what just wasn't there, right? But that I feel like I turned a corner to where it's, and I think honestly, I think it has more to do with the elimination of energy drinks and my endocrine system kind of regulating itself a little bit more. So now that the energy drinks are gone, my energy level is more regulated. It's become, a lot different, right? So my libido has skyrocketed, and it's been good for me and my wife. But yeah, that being said, I'm realizing this is going to be more of a long-term healing journey from all the damage that I've done to my body. I've spent decades, guys, seriously decades, trying to just keep going, trying to keep up, try to keep the grind, keep the hustle, and so abusing energy drinks was one of those things that was really, I was doing a lot of, and I was using them on, I told you guys in previous videos, like anywhere from, 3 to sometimes 4 a day, just so I can keep going, right? And I think now my body is healing from that. So that's a big thing, so, I actually, I said in I think last week that I should probably try to, reintroduce the energy drinks for like a day or 2, just so I can see the after effects. But I'll be honest with you guys, I feel so good. I don't even want to reintroduce that garbage into my diet. So as much as of an experiment as I'd like to do with that, I'm also a little bit worried about my own willpower, and am I self-sabotaging at that point, right? Am I reintroducing something that is toxic and addictive that I don't need to? I'll tell you, I had 2 beers yesterday, and it really jacked me up. Like, first of all, I was inebriated after, I felt a little bit of buzz after one beer, right? And then, which is really like when I used to drink like six and not be phased at all, feeling a little buzz after one beer is kind of funny to me. But I got super, super bloated, right? So like my ring, this is always like a good test of whether I'm really bloated or not, and holding on to a lot of water, feeling a lot of edema, which is water retention. And my ring was like cutting into my hand. Like right now I can wiggle it, I can slide it up and down. I couldn't even move it, wouldn't budge. So drinking lots of water, helping cleanse all that stuff was a really huge thing. So, I won't be doing that again. And it's just like one of those things where, you know, you start to like, you get to feeling really, really good. And then you realize when you start reintroducing some of the old things that you used to do or used to eat, used to drink, whatever, and you can feel a stark difference, a negative effect on your body. And you just got to ask yourself, like, is it worth it? Am I going to sit here and tell you that like I'm going to completely abandon alcohol and all like everything for this whole 90-day journey? There's going to be times when I'm sure I'm going to slip up, you know. But what I will say is that I know that every time I do slip up, I can feel the physiological effects of that slip up, and so it's enough of a deterrent for me to stay away from that stuff on a more regular basis. So I would ask you guys to just listen to your bodies as you're doing this. And if you're feeling like it's not good, like something that you've reintroduced is not good, or even if like maybe the carnivore diet in general has got you feeling not good, listen to your body and tweak things as needed, right? You know what makes you feel good and what doesn't. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, guys. So with that, we'll see you tomorrow for day 21. Later.